My name is Paul Harrison. I am the president of Merchants Metals. I've been in the fence industry 33 years. Happy to be at FenceTech 2007 in Orlando, Florida.
Hey, Paul. Well, thanks for coming. A couple questions today. One is the internet has sort of been a massive force in all markets, and the fencing industry is no different than that. It's somewhat slower than some of the other markets, but how does the internet affect the fencing business?
Well, what I think at this point the biggest impact is that it has expanded our geographical boundaries. People can source product all over the world today, where in the past they normally sourced product in a relatively local area, in some cases within the boundaries of the U.S., some cases some of the countries that border the U.S. But with the advent of the internet, people can get online. They can research. The search engines are phenomenal right now, so they have the opportunity to look for product in all parts of the world. And obviously, it's this business is becoming more and more competitive, and it's up to the U.S. suppliers, both the vendors and suppliers and distribution network in the fence business, but also the contractors, to become better at what they do and more efficient at what they do.
Another trend that I've noticed is that the Home Depot and the Lowe's are getting much more into the in-service, and that appears to be a major threat for the private contractor, for to go to the big box store, pick out a fence and have it installed by them. Well, how could a private contractor compete with a Lowe's or a Home Depot?
I don't think the private contractor can compete from a price standpoint with the Home Depots and the Lowe's. But I can tell you from my experience, the Home Depots and the Lowe's, the mass merchandisers, excuse me, provide a product for very much to the do-it-yourself market, number one, and they also provide an in-service, in a lot of cases, some in-service services to where they provide a contractor that can actually install a fence after the consumer buys it, directly from Home Depot. What we've found in this is normally the mass merchandisers find more of the residential quality installers, in a lot of cases part-time installers who may be policemen or firemen or have other jobs and do this as a sideline to gain some additional income. I think that what that provides for the what I'll call the more sophisticated contractors is a venue and an avenue to keep those smaller contractors busy doing something, so that the more sophisticated and larger contractors can concentrate on the work that they feel that they specialize in and can do a better job in. One thing about the fence business is it's very difficult for the contractors to find enough quality installers to do all the work that they'd like to do. As a result, that their direction has been to sell and install the higher line products to where they get a bigger bang for their buck when they send a crew out on the job. And in a lot of cases, the contractor base has shied away from the residential market because they don't have enough crews to do it. There's not enough money in it to justify sending crews out, and as a result, they stay focused on a higher line product. So it's an opportunity for both arenas. One thing I will say about the home centers, they tend to sell a little lesser quality of product than a contractor normally buys. Not that it's bad, it's just the nature of their business. They look for price points, and as a result, it's, I think, the opportunity for the contractor, if you are going to participate in the residential arena, is to sell your services and your product and your quality. I think there's room for both to exist. We know that the mass merchandisers are getting bigger. That seems to be in a lot of industries, a lot of businesses in our country, that the bigs seem to get bigger. What this challenges both the fence suppliers and the distribution network and the installation network is to be better at what we do.